The Silver Arrows have released the W14, a vehicle with a lot to prove to the F1 community. The engineers unquestionably performed wonders to create this marvel. Yet, a few aspects of the car's design have stunned F1 enthusiasts. There's no longer any question that Mercedes will be competitive and try to win the title in 2023. You know that 2022 was the most challenging season for Mercedes, and the Silver Arrows still need to understand the new rules completely. In the 2022 season, Mercedes only earned one Grand Prix victory in Brazil, and placed third in the constructor standings. Now, the German company is hoping to regain the top spot. Mercedes has attempted to preserve the W13 strengths while doing away with its flaws with the W14, which is an actual progression of its predecessor. Our hopes and expectations are still to be able to fight for a world championship, but our rivals were powerful last year and we need to catch up, remarked Toto Wolff. They had implemented a design that was seen to be unique when the vehicles were initially put on the grid, even though the pre-race testing for the first few races led us to believe otherwise. They even adopted a more aggressive strategy by having their no-point side pod design stand out more prominently. Despite this, the team has also modified the front wing, and Mercedes has made significant alterations to the design of the side pods to make them appear more aggressive. This is the point at which the 2023 model of the vehicle, notably the W14, will look quite like the F175 or the 2022 model of Ferrari's car. Because the upper flap of the front wing has a more wave-like profile, the team decided to keep the wavy-edged end plates with the opening between one flap and another. Mercedes did this to alter the local flow increase of the outwash effect. During the races that Mercedes competed in the previous year, the team deployed several vents, or at least a few of them, which will be utilized frequently on the W14. Since the vents help the engine cool down more effectively, this is without a doubt one of the most critical factors in the effort that Mercedes makes to return the black livery. In addition, the cooling inlets have been revised, and as a result, their size has increased. On the W14, one can find a lot of different modifications, and we speculate on the likelihood that Mercedes will get back into the championship hunt as soon as they can. Russell and Hamilton will have a much better season in 2023 than in 2022, which was not a successful year. In 2023, they will finish higher on the podium. In addition, Mercedes has concealed a large amount of armament within the W14, which, in addition to its delivery, was the aspect of the vehicle that grabbed the most interest when it was shown. Given how far behind Mercedes was in the 2022 season, it's only fair for us to expect such a thing from them. The ideas that we have discussed are just the tip of the iceberg. Let's focus more on the side pods design because this component of Mercedes' design highlights the brand's innovative spirit. On the technical side, we'll have to wait to see this W14 on track in Bahrain to discover all the new features, as Mercedes have carefully hidden the most exciting parts for this presentation. However, the zero side pod design has been kept this year. Toto Wolff says, "I think it's important to be bold in this sport." The Mercedes Motorsport boss declared to the media, "And I'm still proud of the solutions that were put on the car last year. Our side pod design is something other than what we believe was fundamentally the reason we didn't perform. There are no holy cows in our concept. It's not that we don't want to follow anybody's ideas. We kept with the narrow side pod as it is, but it's not the core fundamental performance part as we judge." On the W14, you may still find the instantly recognizable upper cis cowling. The fins and mirrors are arranged in a manner comparable to the 2022 season. However, the inlet at the front of the side pods is now vertical. This means that the 2022 edition's Edge Edition tapered down and out front towards the floor. It's no longer there. Compared to the 2022 campaign, the side pod's flank has also been more prominent. It adopts a more typical form to improve air circulation in the vehicle's trunk. Why are we talking about making all of these different changes? Well, putting all of them into practice on an F1 car for the first time takes a significant investment of time and work. Given that the team has nearly repackaged the internal components and is continuing to look for new ways to bury the radiators deeper into the chassis than in the past, it's reasonable to assume that they will succeed in their goal, even though a significant portion of the grid has already partially incorporated this design aspect. The fact that the Silver Arrows finished the mission before any of their rivals provides them an advantage and puts them in the driver's seat of the competition. It is now up to us to determine whether or not it will be sufficient to increase the car's level of competition, and we have no choice but to do so. Mercedes is not going to take any risks. Therefore, although these solutions might be better, they have also made several other improvements. The cover shelf of the car has been carried over from the previous season. This is in stark contrast to what the other teams and Mercedes were able to accomplish in 2022. It has been extended to run to the back of the vehicle, entering a cooling duct at the substantially larger back. The fascinating portion is about to start, and that is the front wing. As you are already aware, Mercedes wanted to be quite innovative with this component back in Austin, USA. But sadly, the rules stipulated that the design itself should be prohibited. Mercedes can now mount the same front wing previously banned in 2022 under the new regulations. However, it is not present on the W14. Mercedes is making changes to the flaps design. However, it remains to be seen whether the team will use them in the coming weeks. The flaps on the front wing are floating and are only joined to the end plate by small brackets, causing each of them to have its tip. Because of the design, the flaps can get rid of their vortex. After that, a second winglet is attached to the end plate directly above the first one. Consequently, the front wing will eventually be able to generate more outwash and contribute to clearing the tire wake created by the front wheel assembly. For the 2022 season, Mercedes had a challenging time dealing with the loss of descent that was a direct result of driving a vehicle with a higher center of gravity. Eventually, drivers will have to deal with increased drag and less downforce, which may cause the car to lose up to 1 second on each lap. At the moment, the floor part of every car has grown by 10 millimeters and the side section has grown by 15 millimeters. Mercedes must develop other techniques to produce more downforce to avoid dealing with the same issue. The design of the front wing will undoubtedly be of assistance to the team in terms of reaching this target, but the Silver Arrows traveled a great deal further. They advertised a fully delivered black car with a weight reduction of 12 kilograms. During the unveiling of the automobile, Wolff mentioned that Mercedes had a lot of trouble with the car's weight and the porpoising challenges. This year, one of our goals has been to identify the best locations to harvest every last gram. You will see that the automobile contains components that are both raw carbon and painted a matte black color. The front suspension's geometry has also undergone some changes, and doing this will unquestionably assist the vehicle in preventing the bouncing problem that it has been experiencing. The technical director of the team, Mike Elliott, stated that a significant portion of the work completed on the W14 must be mounted on the W13. This is because there needed to be more resources available, or they had to prioritize resolving other issues above this one. The team will retain most of the concept and design from 2022, a season that damaged Mercedes as they anticipated the results to show a wide range of modifications. The enthusiasts are dubious because the concept was used for the car's 2023 iteration. They're giving their main idea, which was unsuccessful last year, another try, Kravitz said to Sky F1 coworker Craig Slater. But I believe they have a plan B in production, and if they need to, they can go to plan B, which is the Red Bull or Ferrari style of doing things in the middle of the season. Kravitz continued, "They're saying, look, we think we've got a proper handle on what went wrong last year. The only way we drive in the pit lane is aerodynamically speaking, and our sideboards are thin. I think if they went away without 3 or 4 wins in a season, they'd be disappointed." Do you think Kravitz might be right? But remember that Mercedes is the only team to overcome a beat-down season and return to the top. Time will tell whether these advancements will allow Lewis Hamilton and George Russell to compete at the front this season. Do you think the W14 will bring a change? Let us know in the comment section down below, and we hope to see you next time. Bye.